Hey, today we're going to look at installing Fedora in VMware Workstation. There's about 4 things you need to prepare before you start the installation process. You need a copy of VMware, which I have open right here. You need a media, which is either a ISO image or the physical CD or DVD disk for the operating system. You need to check if your computer has enough free space, and mine's local disk C, and I'm going to allocate 20 gigs, which is way more than enough, and I have 80 gigs free. And fourth, you need to make a folder and name it the name of your virtual machine that you're going to make. So in my case, that's my folder. I'm just going to name it, sorry, I had it open there, GSVM Fedora, because VMware tends to create a lot of temporary files that it needs to use while the virtual machine is open, and you can see that in that folder there during this video. Okay, so we're gonna just go create new virtual machine. I'm gonna go typical recommended settings. I will install the operating system later. This is my favorite option. I always pick this because if you put the disk image now, it tends to ask you quite a lot of unnecessary things, and it'll skip the installation process as well. When you do this, it'll virtualize it to as if you're installing that operating system, the Fedora operating system, on a bare-bone machine that you may have just built, or a bare-bone machine that doesn't have anything and it's just got a new hard drive maybe. So in those situational cases, this will virtualize that environment. So I'm going to pick that. I will install the operating system later. We want Linux, and under the distro you want to look for Fedora, and mine's a 32-bit. There's a 64-bit for, yep. So we're just going to pick the normal Fedora. I'm just going to use the same naming convention as my desktop, TestVM Fedora, and the location it is on is that folder there. So it's on my desktop, TestVM Fedora. Okay, pick next. 20 GB. I want to store virtual disk as a single file. It's easy to manage, for me at least, and since I save it in a folder, I just move that entire folder, because this says, you know, if you pick this option, makes it easier to move. I just save it in one folder and select that. It just makes it much easier to move that entire folder, so thus moving the entire operating system as well. So it's very convenient this way. And I think if you pick this option, you have the option of using snapshots. And in VMware Workstations, that's a huge advantage. Snapshots are pretty much what the word says. It'll take a snapshot of the current state of your virtual machine, and you can revert back to any of those states that you've snapshotted at any given time. Even if the virtual machine is on, even if the virtual machine is off, it doesn't matter. It'll revert you back to that exact state of that snapshot taken. It's similar to Windows System Restore, I think, the older version, the one on XP, but this one will most likely work 100%. So yeah, customize hardware. I want to give it 2 gigs, 2048 of RAM. I want to give it 2 cores per processor. Leave everything else as it is. Connect it at power on for the CD drive. Close, finish, and it shall create an environment, and it'll create temporary files if you notice. Cool. And now you can put a description here if you want. We want to edit the virtual machine now, and I'm going to insert the image. Desktop. Look for the image file, 32-bit. Cool. Okay, and now we're ready to power on, and notice the files generate. We'll take a look at the folder size. It should be around 2 gigs now. Yep, because of the image in there as well. The image is around 1 point something gigs, I think. So yes. So I'll leave this folder, this properties window open. Reason being, we can see how much the operating system folder increases by the further we get in the installation. So right now it's 2 gigs. I'll just double check since it's actually loaded. It's still 2 gigs, and we'll check that later. So I'll guide you through the installation as well. It's very simple. That's just the loading up. Oh, by the way, while that's going on, VMware will ask you quite a bit of questions about a guest and a host. It won't ask you questions, or it'll prompt you if you're using it to say run a server off it on your normal Windows 7 machine and you're running a server inside this virtualized environment. It'll ask you a lot of questions about guests and hosts, a lot of prompts again, sorry. So you need to know the difference. A guest is the virtual machine, yeah, the virtual machine is the guest. The host is your computer operating system, the operating system that is running on your physical machine at the time. So just think of it as a guest is your VMware and your host is your machine. And let's continue back to the process. So install to hard drive, that is what we want. We don't want to try Fedora. We want to pick English. Next, continue. Very simple installation. Okay, so I want to pick this. Yes. Done. Time zone. Auckland. Oh snap, nah, Auckland. Done. Hey, I don't want 24 out. Why would it give you 2034 and give you PM or AM? Wow. Okay. So we'll just... I selected my disk, man. Automatically configure it, yes. I leave these settings default because I'm not too familiar with this operating system. Saving storage config. Cool, we're ready to begin the installation. So while the installation is going on, we can go ahead and create a user. Full name, test. Oh, okay. VM Fedora, that's my full name. We'll just name it Fedora VM. Can I use a capital letter? Because in Ubuntu prevented us. Yes. Actually, no. Just gonna put a basic password. It's fair, apparently. Done. Root password is not set. I click done twice because it gives you a prompt saying your password is too weak or it's too similar of some sort, but it still says do you wish to proceed, and then you just click done again and it's, yeah, it'll still accept that password. I'm going to pause the video over here and wait for the installation to get closer to the end stages, and then I'll resume it. It's nearly done. We'll have another look at the folder size, see if it's increased. It's still 2 gigs. And the installation is nearly done. And after the installation is complete, you would if this was in a physical environment, what you would do is generally you'd install the software and hardware drivers. Why is it doing that? Oh, it was just dimming out. Yeah, you'd install the software and hardware drivers, and then everything kind of works together. And if you have a graphics card, your graphics will start to look a bit smoother, and it won't be lagging or any sort of things like that. And if you have a sound card, a third party or external, like a better sound card than the one on your motherboard, it'll activate that, and etc. So what VMware does is, to kind of virtualize this, it has a set of tools called VMware Tools. Those ones there. I don't know why it says reinstall, but yeah. So you would install those VMware tools, and that is pretty much the drivers that VMware will install on the guest operating system, which will make it fully compatible. So when you maximize it, the screen will maximize to the automatic size, because the graphics drivers will be installed. The sound will be the best sound, or the same quality of sound that your host has, so that way if you're using that mainly, then always the sound, say if you're playing movie files, it'll output surround sound, etc. So stuff like that. So what you want to do is, after the operating system is installed, is you want to go ahead and install VMware Tools, and I'll show you how to do that as well. Once it's finished, I might actually pause it and then see if I can. Oh, wait. It's complete. Fedora is now successfully installed on your system and ready for you to use. When you're ready, reboot the system to start using it. Okay, so I quit, and it says reboot the system, right? Click the power option, restart. There is a certain method of installing VMware tools on Fedora, because it seems to not be used by a large demographic. So there's a certain method you have to follow. I will put that in the link in the description below. Check that out, just in case you guys have trouble installing it. So that's my user. I hope I remember my password. Sign in. I don't know why it says reinstall. I want to go fit guest now. Wow, and it's fitting. Normally that does that once. That only does that once you install VMware Tools. I hope it didn't automatically install it. Next. Connected exists. No. Next. If you have one, I guess you. Oh no, should have shown you guys. If you have one, I guess you could have used a cloud setting and connected your cloud settings into this VM. So there's some getting started videos that you can watch. So nice. So I'm just gonna terminal. So the steps to install VMware Tools starts from here. Install net -tools per yum y install net tools per you need to be root, so sudo s that was my administrator password. Oh, they're gonna report the incident. Wow. As far as I'm concerned, VMware is VMware Tools are installed because it shouldn't have done that. Hang on, let me figure this out. Okay, I think I figured out how. So let's go terminal again. We want to type in SU and type in the password that we've put for the root. And now if you notice, we're in root. So now you want to run these commands into your CLI. And it does its thing, it'll download and update whatnot. See if I can maximize this. There we go, it says complete, and now you want to type in another command, yum update. This may take a while. If it does, then I'm going to pause the video, but we'll see how long it takes. Because the first command installed a required package, and the second command ensures that everything is up to date. It's pretty much just like running in a Windows operating system case. I guess it'll be the Windows update. It's giving me a file number, that current number over 562. So when it gets closer to that number, I will resume the video. We'll just go ahead and check the folder size now. It's at 5.32 gigs. It's nearly complete. After this, we'll just perform a reboot. Says it's just the last file, but I don't know how long it might take. Seems like it's near the end. No. I'm just gonna leave the video running. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video again and come back once it's finished. Alright, the update has finished. It did take a while, so now we're just gonna reboot. We have to, once we hit once we hit reinstall VMware Tools, we're just gonna have to mount it and then extract a file and then run it. Now don't worry if you didn't catch any of those previous commands, because I will put the link to a page that can help you. That update did take a long time, guys, because then the downloading didn't take that long. I downloaded about 500 megs, but the installation took a while. Nice, everything works. Cool. I'm just gonna go fit guest now. Just open up terminal again. And now we're just gonna run, we still have to go back into super user. So now we want to go VM, reinstall VMware Tools. Yes. Okay, so now we want to go mount dev CD-ROM to media. Mounted read only, that's fine. So we want to type in tar xvfz media VM, and this has to be case sensitive. Dash 8.6.11 dash 1180, sorry, 212.tar.gz c tmp. So that's just saying extract it. I just want to check if that is the correct path. So yeah, let's just hope that is the correct path. Yeah, I thought so. I'm just gonna pause the video here, then figure out this, then come. Okay, so I've figured out another way, but the website still helps you. It's just when you click here and install, then you select reinstall VMware Tools, it will open up in File Explorer over here. So under devices, this is what will open up. Now this is a compressed file, so what we want to do is we want to extract it. If we go extract to and just say documents, we make a new folder called VMware Tools, and we want to extract it here. It's going to extract the files. So, and in your command, in your CLI from root privileges, you want to navigate to documents and VMware Tools. Oh. And you want to launch that VMware PL, but you want to launch it this way. So you want to go VMware dash install .pl, and you want to load default. So this shows that you want to install it with the default settings. And Let's just see why that didn't work. I just want to run that again without defaults command. Just want to see if there's any methods for installing it. So apparently we just do that and it should install. So I actually don't know why it doesn't have any instruction on installing VMware Tools, but to me it seems like it did install them, because you shouldn't be able to do this and it shouldn't say reinstall VMware Tools, so I'm assuming it is automatically installed. We can change the desktop background and it runs very smooth, otherwise it will be running very choppy. So I'm going to take it to consideration that VMware Tools is installed, but if it's not, I guess that could be a challenge for you guys just to go ahead and install it, and if I do find out how, then I'll probably update the video. But yeah, this is Fedora for you guys, for the people that wanted it. And you can check your default applications and whatnot over here. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll show you how to remove the operating system as well. So once you're back in here, once you turn your VMware off, you're just in the virtual environment here now. You can just close this tab if you don't need it. We'll actually, yep, we can just close this tab, close VMware. If you delete this entire folder now, your operating system is deleted, whereas if you had saved it on your desktop without making a folder, all those files you would have to go find and delete yourself. So delete, and then there you go. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. I might update in comments below on how to actually install VMware Tools if I find out.